Hey everyone, welcome to our Holy Week series as we continue through the book of Mark. We're in Mark chapter 13 today, and we're filming this one in my home, in our kitchen. And this is a place where we have a lot of fun. We like to bake with the girls, and what we like to bake most is anything with sugar in it. It could be cookies, it could be brownies. If it has sugar in it, we bake way too much sweets. But that's okay because we love anything with sugar. And I thought this would be a great opportunity to bake something with you now, but I actually already have some cookie dough left over from the other night just to prove how much we enjoy baking. But we're going to talk about that a little bit. But before we do, let's jump in and read Mark, a piece of Mark chapter 13. I'm not going to read the whole chapter. I hope that you will find time to read through that as we get closer and closer to Easter. But I'm going to read Mark chapter 13, verses 1 through 6. Let's read this together. It says, "As he came out of the temple, one of his disciples said to him, 'Look, teacher, what large stones and what large buildings.' Then Jesus asked him, 'Do you see these great buildings? Not one stone will be left here upon another. All will be thrown down.' When he was sitting on the Mount of Olives opposite the temple, Peter, James, John, and Andrew asked him privately, 'Tell us, when will this be? And what will be the sign that all these things are about to be accomplished?' Then Jesus began to say to them, 'Beware that no one leads you astray. Many will come in my name and say, I am he, and they will lead many astray.'" So Jesus goes on after this passage to talk about the end times and the signs and the things that will happen throughout history. Since this moment, people have made predictions about when the end is coming and what that will look like and what it will be like. But Jesus makes it clear to us that no one except the Father knows when the end is coming. So what are we to do with that? Since we can't predict and we don't know when the end is coming, what are we to do to be prepared? And that is the key, to be prepared. And to do that, Jesus gives us a warning. He says, beware that we do not fall prey to those who would try to convince us that they are the Messiah. He said there will be people who will come and say, I am he, and they will try to lead us astray. But we shouldn't fall prey to that. We shouldn't believe it. I don't think there would be any of us who would easily fall prey to a person coming and saying that they are the Messiah. I think we would be able to spot that out and see it. But I think the enemy is a lot more deceptive and sneaky than that. You see, Jesus, he came to bring us true life, true joy, true peace, true love, and a life of abundance that comes only in him. And there are going to be a lot of things that claim to give us true joy. There are going to be a lot of things in this life that are going to say that true peace and true life and true purpose come from this or that, that are lying to us. There may be things that bring us temporary joy or temporary happiness, but the only thing that can bring us perfect joy, perfect peace, and perfect life is Jesus Christ. And these things are very, very deceptive. They're very sneaky. They put on a good face, and they are very enticing. And oftentimes we fall prey to these things, and we seek true life in these things rather than the only thing, the only person that can bring us true life. They can look the same, but they are very, very different. Like I said, our family loves baking sweets, making cookies. If we have the break and bakes in the oven, we'll use those, but often we don't have those, and we'll have to go to the pantry and we'll gather up the flour and the sugar and all the ingredients so that we can make whatever cookies we have the ingredients to make. But there are two ingredients that go in cookies, sugar and salt, that we know look very, very similar. But the ratio of sugar and salt is very different in cookies. They look very similar, but if you were to ever make the mistake and put salt instead of sugar in cookies, well, when they were done, once you took a bite, you would know that they do not taste nearly as good as cookies with sugar in them. These things that lie to us, they look very deceiving. They convince us and they tempt us and they try to convince us that they give us something that only God can give us. And when we partake in them, when we choose these things other than Jesus Christ to give us what only God can give us, we'll be left very unsatisfied in the end. So today, as we get closer to Easter, let's examine our lives and let's think about the things that try to vie for our attention, that try to convince us to seek joy and peace, to seek happiness in anything but Jesus Christ. Some of those things are obvious, but some of those things are good things. They're things that God has blessed us with, but we have given them a place in our lives that they never were meant to have. We've given them a place in our lives that is before Jesus Christ. And if we take a good thing and put it before Jesus Christ, that good thing becomes a bad thing. So today, let's make sure that we do not let anything deceive us, that we make sure that the only source of true joy, peace, love that we seek is in Jesus Christ.